everybody? Welcome back to Spotlight 39. I'm Rob Odie. As you see, another familiar face, man. He's been tapping in for a little while now. This is an elite quarterback trainer. I'm not going to steal his thunder. Before he does his introduction, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on, and help these kids get the exposure that they truly deserve. Because we're probably going to start talking about some kids that you might not necessarily know. You know, we've talked about some national recruits. We've got Brady Hart, Noah Grubbs, Darion Coleman, the newest, Miami Hurricane commit out of his entourage, which is pretty cool. But these kids, man, they could really use your exposure, and that's what it's all about. So make sure you subscribe, support the brand that supports you, and help these kids live out their dreams, man. So that being said, go ahead, tell us who you are, where you're from, in a snapshot for those that may have not tapped into the other episodes.
Yeah, so this is episode 5. We just got done talking about the Montana kid and Jackson Presley. So I'm excited as this thing continues to grow and market the quarterbacks I train. I've been truly blessed to use this platform specifically to talk about some guys that, again, most people know about, like Noah, Brady, Darion, and even to some extent Presley. But I'm very excited about this next guy we're talking about today. But before we get into that, doing this for 10 years, quarterback training, did Elite 11 for 6 years, trained over 250 kids nationally, have over 34 Division I college quarterbacks I've trained. Currently have about 6 or 7 professional quarterbacks playing CFL, XFL, Arena, NFL, and NFL camps right now. So been blessed enough to be a part of this business. Been blessed enough to finally put Central Florida on the map or be part of that because there's so many other good trainers out there. But take pride in my work. And again, my job is to weed you out so that I find the elite talent to hopefully help live out their dreams and get them to sign college scholarships.
Yeah, I mean, and I think you've got a pretty solid track record thus far doing just that. So the gentleman that we're going to look at today, Tyson Davison, he's a Central Florida guy, right? So he's around your neighborhood?
Yes, sir. Popka High School.
Fantastic.
Yep.
So this is a name that most probably, honestly, may not know, right? But that's a good thing because now we're going to give them a snapshot of exactly who Tyson is. And as you see, we've got the Twitter bio, so we do this thing real time. He's out there training with some elite guys that we've talked about. You see Noah in the shot. Looks like Darion might be in the shot. It's kind of hard to see on the small screen. But we're going to get to that Friday night film. I'm going to let you break down, do what you do, man, because you speak at a very high level on all of these gentlemen. Friday Night Lights. I'm going to let my guy break it down. He's already eager to get into it. Tell us who we're about to watch, man. Tell us a little bit about Tyson.
Yeah, we're about to watch a phenomenal athlete out of Apopka, Florida. He grew up in Apopka in the area in the community and did a lot of great things growing up in the youth football leagues and leading to championships. And he's just a freak of nature. When you look at him, he passes all the eye tests. He passes all the measurables. He's a track star on the football field. Every time he's in space, you kiss that goodbye. And crazy part about Tyson that most people probably don't know, or they do know, especially if they're around the state of Florida, because Apopka plays in the highest classification in the state. He actually led Apopka High School to the state championship against Miami Columbus his freshman year and scored in that game. Actually, the only Apopka touchdown in that game. They lost a heartbreaker on a missed field goal in the state championship in overtime. But he led them there, and it's because of his arm and his legs that he was able to showcase his ability to play this quarterback position at a high level in the biggest classification and beat big-time teams, especially his freshman year. Last year was more of a rebuild year for them. They lost a lot of talent in the year that he was a freshman. Obviously, they went to state, but look for this year to be another state run if have you, because they made a statement in the spring game. Tyson threw 2 touchdowns and I believe ran a touchdown in their spring against Jones, against Darion Coleman. Had a really good showing there. And so I'm excited about what his junior year is going to look like. He currently has an offer from UT Martin. There's teams like Florida State and Miami and a couple other teams that are showing interest in his athletic ability. Actually, recently he was at a Florida State camp as a quarterback, and they told him, hey, we want to see a receiver, running back, safety. So there's going to be opportunities for him to live out his dream at the Power 4 level if he chooses to become an athlete. But, dealing with him, I know he wants to play quarterback, and he's done a really good job of polishing up his footwork and his mechanics to really become a top-tier quarterback in that 26 class, especially in this area. UCF right now is really high on him as well. Actually, 3 of their coaches, including their offensive coordinator and quarterback coach, was at the Jones-Apopka spring game and was blown away about the production and where he has progressed as a quarterback over the last 5-6 months since they've seen him last in December. So I'm excited about his development. I'm excited about who he is. He's a 4.0 student as well as his dad's a lawyer. His mom is, very big on academics, so he is a high academic kid, which most people might not know that. So he has scholars in that department. He's on academic dean list. He's AB honor roll student 4.0. So I know he's going to have opportunities to hopefully earn scholarship money for his academics, which is again, it's going to put him on a bigger platform when you talk about these higher college coaches coming after him because he can obviously be accepted anywhere, and he's not going to be a risk for anything. So he's this very bright young man, and again, what I'm excited about is his ability to throw the ball, and they're doing that more now at Apopka. Historically, they are a triple option offense. So he obviously did that his freshman year, but as they've seen him progress in his throwing, now they've gone to more an RPO spread offense, and that's what they showcased in the spring game against Jones. And like I told you, he threw 2 touchdowns, also ran a touchdown. So I was really pleased with his performance and how he handled that stage because it's a pretty big stage, especially with Jones and all the hype they get here, especially with the talent that they have. And like you see here in some of these clips, he put on a show. So there's nothing more I can really say about Tyson other than the fact that he's a phenomenal quarterback that's very athletic, that runs a 4.4, 4.5 speed, can pretty much do anything on the field, and he is the heartbeat of Apopka High School, which is a powerhouse program.
I mean, that's pretty remarkable. And you touched on the athleticism, the athlete piece. How some programs are looking at him for other positions. I mean, you can watch the film and see. I mean, this play particularly. I mean, he reads it quick, takes the hole, and goes 15, 20 yards downfield, makes the big play. So I think the future is incredibly bright. You said the heart is at quarterback. So talk to me about some of your training sessions. Obviously, we've looked at some of your training sessions with some of the other guys, but what's been kind of the focus for Tyson, this off season to continue to progress and get that much better at what he does?
Yeah, I think we're really focusing on his mechanics. He used to have this like kind of like funky long windup, had like a little hitch in his throw where he'd kick his leg up. So really focusing on staying on the ground, staying leveled, shoulders staying level, going through his rotational torso, which again, that's really what I'm big on is being a rotational thrower. And so we've been really focusing on that aspect of his mechanics, his delivery. He always had a strong arm. That was never a question. He can rip it. I mean, that thing is coming off his hand. He throws a really nice tight spiral. But again, just eliminating some of the little hitches in his throw that kind of delays his timing of getting the ball out of his hand quickly. So he's done a great job with that. Again, the last 5 or 6 months, and I think college coaches are starting to really take a look at this kid in his development as a throwing quarterback. Obviously, he's a dual threat kid. As you see his highlights, I mean, it's phenomenal what he does on the ground when he has his ball in his hands. So, but now just trying to get him more comfortable in the pocket. Reading through his progressions and very focused on his rotational throwing and his mechanics. I think we're seeing the product of that over the last 5-6 months, which is going to put him on a bigger stage this year as a throwing quarterback that's hopefully going to land some of these bigger offers. You're starting to see all these top 2026 kids come off the board. Well, guess what? Those coaches are going to be calling my phone for some of these other 2026 kids, like Jackson Presley, like Tyson, like some of the other guys we're going to talk about later in our episodes. But he's going to be the next one in line in the Central Florida class that I'm going to really be focusing on marketing as a true quarterback for the next level in this 26 class. So Tyson Davison is, again, a phenomenal kid. He does everything the right way. He stays focused in the classroom. He's an exceptional athlete on the field. And like I said, you're a game changer when the team rallies around you or your offense is literally designed around your abilities to play the quarterback position. So without Tyson at Apopka, it's going to be really hard for them to have any much success at all. Now, they're I think one of the best, if not the best, defenses in the entire city, if not maybe even the state. One of Coach Rolston does an awesome job, and they have such a good coaching staff at Apopka High School. So now you add the addition of Tyson and what they're doing offensively now with the RPO and the spread. Look for them to really put up big points with Tyson and hold teams to minimal points, which means a lot of wins, right? So when you have that formula with a great defense and a quarterback like Tyson, who you're really, again, formulating your whole offense around, I think you can see Apopka really contend for a state championship this year in this 8A classification.
I mean, that's big right there. I think you nailed it. I think you know working this off season, looking at the film, you said that they designed and changed the offense. I mean, that's huge for a program of that size to do that around one player, and it shows
Yeah.
to work, right? So they almost got to the finish line. This may be the year. I think it's gonna be exciting to watch what the progressions look like, and continue to watch his development. Like you said, as these 26 kids are coming off the board, they're other coaches and programs they're gonna be start calling around, and they're gonna be looking for guys like this. And I think he's gonna fit the mold for several different programs in the very near future, especially once these Friday night lights kick back up here very soon. I think Florida kicks off in probably a month and a half, give or take. So it's not
Yep.
too far away. Going to be exciting to watch. But look, this was fun, right? This is a quarterback that most may not even know about until now. So now they got a snapshot of who Tyson is and what he can do down there in the big classification in Central Florida. Um, Training with an elite quarterback trainer. I think he's in good hands. With that, we got plenty more to do. We got a lot more quarterbacks to talk about. Until next time, man, I'm Rob Odie, Spotlight 39. Continue to support the brand that supports these kids. Subscribe, 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 and share. I appreciate you. Until next time.
Yep. And guess what, guys? You're going to see big matchups with Tyson and Noah and Tyson and Brady. So I think that's another cool thing about Tyson is if you guys get to come to Orlando and check out Apopka High School, you're going to see some big time matchups with Apopka because they don't shy away from nobody. They play all the biggest competition in the state. And this year, I'm excited. He's finally going to get a chance to play against Coco, and Coco's going to come to Apopka High School, so I'll be at that game, hopefully on the sidelines covering that. And I'm excited to see what Tyson does on the big stage like that. He's played Noah twice. He's 1-1 with Noah. I believe either he's 2-1 or he's 1-1 with Noah. I know Noah got the best of him the last time they played, but I think he beat him twice in 1 year, his freshman year, to go to state. So I know there's a little rivalry there. They're all great friends, but Tyson Davison is the real deal, and I can't wait to really start marketing him after this special season he's going to have against some of the best competition.
That's huge. I had no idea. I didn't even look at the schedule. I mean, that's pretty cool that you're going to have your guys going head to head, multiple times, friendly competition, train together, and then go to war under the lights, and then get back together on Sunday and train again, right?
That's right. Yep. It's the best time, man. Last year, well, his freshman year, there was times where Tyson would come to train on Saturday. So I have kind of like a tune-up Saturday session for all my high school guys, my elite guys. And so I'll never forget the first time they met up with each other. Tyson, they beat Lake Mary, and they trained the very next day. And I mean, it was like the competitive juices were still there. And of course, I'm throwing my little jabs in there, and no, you're gonna let this guy keep beating you, and then they get at it, in competition scenarios. So it's really cool to see how they all come together, like the next day after they play each other on Friday nights, and still train and compete. And again, at the end of the day, still remain really good friends, and that's what it's all about. Because at the end of the day, it's just a game, but obviously we're competitors, and we want to be, in the bragging rights field. And Tyson has been, has been on the other side of things majority of the time when it comes to head-to-head matchups. So I know he loves that and continues to push Apopka to obviously, hopefully, quest for a state championship under his leadership.
I love it. I love it. I love it, man. So this is Tyson Davison, Central Florida, Paca High School. Hopefully, I didn't butcher the name too bad. Exciting, man. Appreciate you. Spotlight 39. Subscribe. We got plenty more quarterbacks to talk about, so make sure you tap in for the next one.